Okay, so today we're going to be looking at PM2. PM2 is a process manager that allows you to keep your applications alive in the face of things like fatal errors because of code or server changes, or for file changes because of deployment. You want to keep your server alive. Now, we know that a lot of times many beginner node developers may not understand how to keep their application alive. You may run your application and find out that when you hit Control C, Z, or X, whatever, on your terminal, you'll find out that when you try to call your API or run your application, it's dead. So today we're going to learn how to keep that alive with PM2. Now, let's just run our node application to see what's going on under the hood. So we'll do node app.js, or you can just do node app. Now the server started. How do we know the server started? Is that we can come here to Insomnia and call localhost 3000, and you'll see here, welcome to the testing API. This is the response we're getting. But problem is, let's say I get out of my console and I close this. Now what happens when I try to call my server? I'll see that something's wrong. I couldn't connect to the server. That's because our application hasn't persisted. Now we're going to run this with PM2 and we're going to see what happens. So I'll say PM2 start app.js and watch. Now our app is online and it's actually in the background. PM2 has auto-assigned it a name. So one thing is that I'll clear the console for a second. Even though you don't see anything here, when I come to my request builder, I'll see that, okay, welcome to the testing API. It's online and it hasn't stopped. Now, if I want to see the logs coming from this application, I can actually do PM2 logs. The server has started. Now, the logs that you're seeing here where it says the API has been hit, that has been me testing on previous events, but the server has started. So you can see that the log is here. No matter what happens, it'll stay alive. Now, we'll even go a step better. To stop your application, we say PM2 stop app. Now, you'll see that the status is stopped. So when we come back and we try to hit this endpoint, now we can't find it. Now, this is great when you only have one process, but let's say you have multiple processes. There's a way to take care of that also. We'll clear the console for a second. Now, we'll do two things. One, we'll start this process and give it a name, and two, we'll do -- watch. What watch allows us to do is that if a file changes with this application that I've run, restart the server. This can be great for things like continuous deployment, so you don't have to log into the server and restart your app. Let's do that now. We'll say PM2 start app.js, and then here in quotes we'll say my app. It doesn't have to be all caps. This is just me personally. You'll say my app -- watch. We're going to run it now. Perfect. Now you can see where it says app. And what we're going to do is this. We are going to run our test again. Welcome to the testing API. Now let's do something like a console log and say the API has been hit. And we're going to run this now. Now you see that the API has been hit. What this is actively doing is that this is actively listening for file changes and restarting our application. We'll even change up the call here. We'll say the API has been hit again. Save this. Now, the moment I saved it, you saw that it killed the application and started it again. The API has been hit again. Now, we can say PM2 stop my, we can say PM2 stop my app, and that application has been stopped. There's another one called app in the background, and we'll say PM2 stop, can't spell today, app. an app has been stopped. Now, let's say this is all here and we don't want to see these extra processes again. We want to actually get rid of these processes. We can run PM2 delete all, or you would delete the name of each application on the left side here that you've set up. So we'll say PM2 delete all, and that's what we have. Now let's say you wanted to see what processes you had, so we're going to actually do PM2 start my app again, and we're going to clear the console. Let's say you want to come back and see how many processes you've got running, or you want to see what's in the background. You can actually say PM2 list or PM2 ls for short, and it'll actually tell you what's in the background here. It'll give you things like uptime and many things like that. And yeah, in a nutshell, this is PM2. If you want more documentation, you can actually come to pm2.keymetrics.io, and you can actually see a slew of documentation that you'll need. And it gets very, very detailed. And yeah, PM2 is just something that's great to keep your applications online.